Hi guys, welcome back to Simply Strength. I thought tonight I would do another video, one of the ones that I promised earlier in the week after my long layoff. I've been busy with a lot of different things, so yeah, I spoke about that last time. Today's video is another one of my fireside chats, and I actually am beside the fire tonight. I've got the fire on because it's freezing here. And really it just concerns the role of Facebook as an invaluable tool for checking on the progress of people who you may have been associated with, or you may have known way back when, 10, 12 years ago, when they were perhaps in a better sort of state, as it were. And I'm talking about the mythology surrounding the wall phenomenon. Facebook first came about when I was in sixth form, when I was doing my A-levels, and it was one of those things that you just did because everyone else started using it, and it was the fad, and it was sort of the genesis of it was happening at that time, and I don't think anyone really understood or comprehended how it would explode so much and become the huge success that it's been, because there were lots of others. There was like Bebo, MySpace, etc., and most of those other networks have died. But anyway, I was just browsing through my Facebook, and I probably check it maybe once or twice a day, and a picture came up of this girl who used to be in she wasn't in any of my classes at sixth form, but she was in the same year group, so she would sometimes be in the common room, and I only talked to her a couple of times, but it was back in sort of the blue pill era, and on the sort of first day of starting the sixth form, I certainly noticed her because she was quite attractive and this and that, and certainly thought, yeah, she was good looking and very, very attractive, and had a good body and this and that. Fast forward, in the intervening sort of 10 or 12 years since those brief 2 years that I actually was acquainted with her, she's been in, I think, a long-term relationship. She's still being linked to me on Facebook, but we've never really spoken. I'd seen her once in a night out in our hometown, and thought she'd put on a little bit of weight, but briefly spoke to her for sort of 20 seconds and then left her alone. But I think she'd been in like a long-term relationship, and like a year or two ago she'd had a kid with the guy, and it just popped up in my Facebook feed this evening that they were now married, and there was a before and after picture. There was a picture from I think maybe a year ago, when they had the kid, and obviously I don't know if she'd still got some of the some weight on and things, but it's just amazing what happens when she's like probably 26, 27, and you just can't understand how different she looks compared to being, well, obviously you can understand why they look different, because it's like, you're in your prime especially as a woman at like 19, but just the lines in the face and just the increase in weight, and just unbelievable, like without makeup, just absolutely shocking. Whereas like when she was 19, like just the skin was glistening and just naturally smooth and radiant and everything else. And it just goes to show, it all goes, and I don't know what it is, but it's that, as soon as they have kids, it's it's devastating. It really is devastating. In my opinion, it's a rare thing for a woman to sort of attain that pre-children, pregnancy physique or look. And just the fact that, like, if a girl had kids by someone else as like a single mum or something, I would never even comprehend getting into a relationship with them or whatever, because I don't know, it's just, if you listen to Tom Likas and stuff, it's like, you know, going over the sort of, it's second-hand goods. I mean, I'm someone that likes to buy things brand new, and I always do that. It's very rare that I buy anything that's pre-owned, because it's just, you know, that's the analogy. I think it's a really good analogy. But I just like to have brand new stuff. And of course now with the red pill knowledge, it's sort of it's amazing, just the outlook. It really does wake you up, and it frees you, like, mentally. You got this abundance mentality that is just, it's amazing, and it's like, you know, I'm currently living on my own and just loving it. It's just amazing. I never feel alone. Of course, I've got friends from work and other social circles, and that's just brilliant. That, you know, this whole notion of having to have a girl around, or a partner, or having, you should settle down, have kids, you should really grow up and all this. It's like, nah. I mean, that to be fair, no one's really said that to me, or anyone, no one within my, like, family circles. But again, it's like, you just go off onto the family side, and one of my uncles has actually become engaged to his girlfriend of a few years now. I don't know how many years they've been together, but they're both divorcees with children from those relationships. And in fact, my uncle's relationship lasted probably 24 years or something before his wife cheated on him, and I don't think she cleaned him out, but I think he paid her off just to avoid any aggro. But I mean, I was told the other day, or I heard that they'd become engaged and stuff, and I was like, really? It's like, you can't put your hand in the bee's nest and get stung the first time, then you just go back for more honey. It's just ridiculous. It's crazy. You know what I mean? It's just ridiculous. I just think, if you've got to learn from your mistakes, you know, to be fair, a smart man learns from the mistakes of others, and an average man, you know, or below, learns from his own mistakes. It's just crazy. It's ridiculous. I mean, I think the correct quote is, an average man learns from his own mistakes, and a poor man he never learns. Poor man never learns. So thanks for that, Truth. Unbelievable. I just can't comprehend it. I mean, why do you have to get married I mean, they live together. Why do you have to get married and enter it into a contract, you know? Ridiculous. But anyway, Facebook, again, there was a guy who I was at primary school with, who was, I look back now, and it's one of those things where you just try and repress your memories, because the guy could be an absolute arsehole. He was a good student, as I was at the time, but he was a bully, and he used to bully me quite a lot. And it's a shame that, as most of you would agree, it's a shame that you don't have the wherewithal and the worldview that you have now, and you could apply at school, but that's all part of growing up and development, isn't it? But it's a shame, because, you know, to have the self-confidence to stand up for yourself, and I just didn't have it then, partly due to parental reasons, but also just because I hadn't learnt it. Some people learn it, other people don't, and it's just where you are at that time and place. And anyway, he used to bully me quite a lot because of the things that I was interested in. You're probably going back to about year 5 or year 4 to maybe year 6, I don't know. Goes back a long time, and it's like one of those things you just repress and think, well, I'll learn from it and just use it to make me a better person. He used to sort of gang up with like groups of girls that were quite nasty, quite, you know, harpy-ish at that very young age when kids can be evil, and they would just rip me all the time about the things I was into, because I was into quite advanced things for that age. I don't know, I was into science and paleontology and all sorts of different things, really. Star Trek and this and that, and he could be, yeah, an absolute arsehole. But he was a good student, and he was like the everyone's favourite, like the teacher's favourite. And yet there was this sort of paradox where he tried to be the cooler one, or the smarmy one, and actually be also the favourite. Like his family were like mad religious, and for a very long time I've always been an atheist. But I just happened to be at a Catholic school for I don't even know why I went. I didn't enjoy it at all. And anyway, I do remember actually when we got to secondary school, just like standing up to him one time when we were playing football, because that was something that he thought he was amazing at, and I was just playing for a bit of exercise and some fun. And I do remember like squaring up to him one time, so I just had enough. But he started to I don't want to say, in a sense, respect me when I started playing music. And he always had this thing, because he was like a musical kid as well, and he always used to play I think it was the cello or something, and he was just a favourite. It just used to annoy me, and it wouldn't annoy me now, but you know, you are finding your place in the world at that age. And he as I started to sort of get pretty good on the guitar, you know, and started forming bands and this and that, and playing at the school shows that sort of he had traditionally dominated, I think he got to respect me a bit more. But I was always wary, you know, always had that force field up, that guard, basically saying, you know, almost like a never forget type of thing. It's like, you know, this happened, and that's it, basically. You're just not a good quality person. And anyway, I was it's been long forgotten, you know, it's like 15 years ago, you know, going on for 20 years ago maybe. And anyway, I thought I'd just, the other week, I'd have a search on Facebook and see what's what, of different people and like mutual friends. And I really do need to have a purge in my Facebook, because I just need to delete these sort of cancerous leeches, or, you know, just pustules on my Facebook that you add when, you know, I added them when it was like 2006, 2007, in its infancy, and I've just left it, basically. And I don't even talk to these people anymore. There's people on there that sometimes send me messages and I talk to, but yeah, it's just a joke. I went on his profile, and it turns out that there's a picture on there, and he's married. And I just thought, oh yes, the final victory. It's like a sweet little piece of revenge, you know, because it's his life can only sort of get worse, can't it? I mean, you know, he's never going to be single again unless it's at great cost. I mean, she doesn't look, in my opinion, that attractive. And yeah, he's going to be sort of stuck in those four walls, I imagine, have a family and all that. And he'll just sort of be, yeah, death by 1,000 needles, or whatever it's called. Which is great, you know. Yeah, personally, I think it's great. You know, he could turn around and say, oh yeah, you're not settled down, and this, that and the other, and that's sort of the perspective that gets thrown back. It's like, oh, you're the loser because you live on your own, and you've not got a girlfriend, or you're not married yet, this, that and the other. And I just think, no, I'm winning. I'm winning because I've retained my self-determination, I've retained my independence, I've retained my free will. And that's the ultimate thing you can take from it. And that's, Facebook's just proved its sort of only worth right there. It's like you can see what happened to the other people that promised, or in their own heads they had grandiose notions of what they'd become. And now, no, it's gone. And personally, it's a great, I shan't say victory, but it's sort of him pushing the self-destruct button, because he's not got the knowledge, and he's completely blue pill. So that's what I wanted to talk about in this video, and I hope you enjoyed it. And that's why I've called it Ghosts of the Past, because there were just a couple of ghosts there that needed discussion. And yeah, I've shined my sort of illuminating rays upon it with Facebook. So kind of a sentimental little discussion here, and I'd like to thank you all for tuning in, and I hope you enjoyed it. And I'll be putting out several more videos over the coming week or so. So thank you for listening, guys, and as always, catch you next time.